Another nice thing about this, about the Panda, about getting Panda second, is that Panda really, he hurts mechanical units. So when you go Griffins, it almost makes gyros not an option, because no matter how many gyros you have, with Blizz and Breath of Fire, they're gonna die. Level 3 Breath of Fire takes gyros down to like 12 HP or something. Level 2 takes them down to the point where they're like 2 waves of level 2 Blizz away from death. So Sky seems pretty aware that the Arc has double sank, gone Blood Mage, and is expanding right now. So Sky's going to grab an Expo himself, regardless of what his opponent was doing. I think he would have expanded, considering it's a cross map and he has quite an advantage. So I think he would have expanded anyway. Oh, another thing too is like scout farms. You see Bjark has a scout farm in the top left. Some people wonder why don't they destroy the scout farm. So that's just a waste of time a lot of the time. Sometimes I will destroy them, like when I have a bunch of morts or something. Yeah, I'll just take them out real quick. And or if, there are some situations where it's not really a waste of time to do it. But, if you just sit there and you're attacking the farm, you almost give him time to clear one big creep camp. It's just, for the most part, just not worth it to bother with scout farms early and mid-game. One thing you also notice is that Bjark has built towers, but Sky has not. I think Sky knows that he's going to be the aggressor in this situation, so he doesn't really need to worry about having towers at his expo. Regardless, I generally like to have one tower at my expo, if nothing else than to deter them from just taking 3 foots out of their army and putting them in my peasant line. That's always a fun trick. Like on LT, it's always fun when both of you have masses of expos and you guys just keep splitting up armies of foots and putting them in each other's peasant lines. That's fun stuff. It's something you should be familiar with doing and be familiar with expecting, since a lot of good players do like to do it. So I think Sky knew that he wasn't really going to be on the defensive, so he didn't need towers. I know that he knows his army can pretty much match him. I don't really feel that Bjark needed towers either. I mean, I think in a way, yes, considering that I think he's aware that he was at a disadvantage the situation is or was. Another thing too is, at most, in my opinion, if you both double sank, like if you double sank and you Scott that they double sank, screw it. Don't build sorcies. Maybe one sorcie to catch things that are running away. Or things like that, but otherwise, no, there's no point in making a lot of sorcies. It's important to scout at tier 2 and human against human, see what they're doing, but if they double sank, I pretty much just go straight to priests and breakers. There's also the harass with Blizz and Breath of Fire is also pretty sweet. Late game, you can get pretty creative if you want to. You can get a Staff of Telly on both heroes and just keep invising them and going into their peasant line and Blizz, Breath of Firing. I mean, it's pretty strong stuff. Slow and surround situations like that, it's nice to have at least one sorcerer, but there's really no point in making more than that. As you can see, neither of them are teching. That's because they're both double sank, so they aren't worried about matching each other's tech or anything. So right now it's just about getting that breaker advantage, because if one of them techs right now, then the other one's going to get the breaker advantage and is going to have the ability to run over the other's expo and then probably win the game from there on. But eventually, in most games, it is best to tech. Just a gradual and eventual thing. It's important, like you see, Sky just fought heal scrolls. Heal scrolls are always useful, especially for human. They have small, low HP units, and they generally have a lot of them, so heal scrolls help quite a bit. And if you can, it's usually best to buy items from your opponent's shop and and not your own. For one reason, he was right there, but also it disallowed Bjark, if he wants heal scrolls now, is going to have to go all the way across the map to get them. Just so you know, heal scrolls, the first heal scroll appears at the second day, the beginning of the second day, and the second heal scroll appears halfway through the second day. As you can see, just Blizz Breath of Fire and killing peasants. It both cost some gold in the sense that he doesn't have as many peasants mining right now as he usually would, and he has to remake those peasants, so it's cost. People may be thinking, that was a nice round by Sky, but people may be thinking, well, why hasn't Sky considered retraining to, that's another nice thing about having one sorceress, is having invis, but a lot of times when I think that my opponent's can invis, I just casted a spell right away. In fact, I had kind of a funny thing happen in an FFA game tonight. We played for a member shoutcast where one of the guys was running away. I had almost killed this Farseer, and he was going to the merchant, and I saw him buy an invis pot, and I immediately casted a spell, and the second he put it on, it got dispelled, and I killed his Farseer, so that was pretty cool. And yes, invis pots and the invis spell can be dispelled, and I'm pretty sure they can be devoured too. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's true because I think I've had invis devoured a few times. As you can see, Sky's kind of kicking his ass right now. What was I gonna say? But, oh yeah, why hasn't Sky, for example, retrained a Blizz? For one, Blizz is helping right now in raping the peasants, taking out buildings, and can really help with this harass. But also, even in double Sancors, having AoE isn't necessarily a disadvantage against, say, summons. For one, you probably have Dispel and can dispel his summons, but also, blizzing on priests and the rest of his casters can really be helpful. Because it's really hard not to keep priests in a pack, because unless you split them up in different hotkeys or micro them only via mouse, it's really easy to end up getting them in a packed formation. When you do have breakers and they slow when you're legging heroes, just quickly select the breaker that has mana and hit T and select your hero, and it'll spell steal it. Even if there's nothing to pass a spell onto, it does dispel it. Bjark's pretty much screwed at this point, not much he can do. Sky has an expo and he doesn't, not to mention Sky has hero advantage and unit advantage. From what I can see, Sky is pretty screwed. Sky has pretty much screwed him. So it wasn't too bad of logic on Bjark's part. I think he knew that if he double sanked on this map and went for an expo, Sky would match it, and I bet he thought that with Blood Mage Siphon Mana plus his AoE skill that he would ultimately outdo Panda, but that's just not the case. Panda's AoE is immediate. It hits buildings. It's just awesome for harass, and you can't really tell when it's coming. Unlike Flame Strike. See, he casts a Flame Strike, and Sky just moves his priest out of the way. So it wasn't too bad a logic on Bjark. It's probably something I myself would have tried and lost horribly. But so yeah, not a bad try by Bjark or Bjark at all. As you can see, Sky is teching down now that he knows he has the economic advantage. I think he knows he has it locked either way. He could just keep massing breakers. He's at 80 food, so he doesn't really want to break high upkeep. He knows he has the unit and economic advantage, so teching now is to his advantage. Another thing you'll notice is that Bjark got upgrades where Sky did not. Upgrades in Breaker Wars isn't that bad of an idea, but usually the only time I get upgrades in Breaker Wars is when I hit 80 food and I still don't feel comfortable teching. Like if they still have an expo as well, then I would start considering upgrades and things alike. But most of the time, unless I have 80 food, it's just not worth the gold in my opinion to get the blacksmith and pay for the upgrades. I'd rather have this extra couple of breakers early. But that's up to you guys. I know that the math behind upgrades kind of supports it. I know someone told me something like One armor upgrade essentially adds a 9% HP boost.